Hello and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Angelo Santabarbara, and today we're going to be talking about the Family and Child Services of Schenectady. And we have with us Mr. Bob VanZetta, who is the Executive Director.
Hi, Angelo.
Welcome to the show, Bob. Thanks for being here, sharing with our audience a little bit about the agency. If you would just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. Thanks, Angelo. My name is Bob VanZetta, and I'm the Executive Director of Family and Child Service of Schenectady. I'm a clinical social worker by training, and I spent a good part of my career working independently and consulting, doing employee assistance work, working for various companies in the area. And I had the opportunity back in '09 to serve as the interim director of the agency while they were on an executive search. I was so impressed with the quality of the staff and the nature of the work that I had asked the board if they would be willing to allow me to apply, and they willingly said yes, and I went through the interview process, and subsequently I was hired as a result of that. So I'm glad to be with the agency.
Great, and of course, you know, the name kind of says what kind of leads to what the agency is all about, Family and Child Services of Schenectady.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure the audience is asking, what exactly is the mission and what does the agency do?
Yeah, well, the agency was established back in 1930 as the initiation project of the Junior League of Schenectady and Saratoga counties. And this year we're celebrating 82 years of service. And the original mission was to preserve and maintain the integrity of family life in the Schenectady community. Today we have 5 programs that cover the greater capital region, and we're very proud of the quality of work. We serve almost 450 clients over the capital district.
That's quite a bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chance to look at your website and go through some of these programs, and it's broken down pretty nicely on the website. Why don't we go through some of the programs? I see number 1 here we have listed a homemaker program.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about that and how people what exactly the program is about.
Well, the Homemaker program actually is our oldest program. It was established back in the 1950s to help families that were relocating here to Schenectady that were involved with General Electric. And subsequently, over time, you know, the focus of the program has changed. And currently, we're serving frail elderly and disabled folks in order for them to stay home, to stay in their homes, and to remain as independent in their homes for as long as possible. Right. And by doing so, we help them defer more costly residential placements. So we know that that people do better when they're living in their home living environment, and so our Homemaker program is designed to help maintain the hygiene of their home.
And I see, and you mentioned General Electric, which is everybody knows General Electric in Schenectady, and I thought it was one interesting fact about the agency. As I was reading here, it says it goes as far back as the 1930s, mm-hmm. Which is pretty impressive. It's been around for quite a long time. And back then it was called, like you said, it was called Family Welfare Bureau. Is that right?
Right. And we got our funding from what was then called the Community Chest, which is now the United Way.
And it kind of evolved into mm-hmm. what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Homemaker program was listed as 1.
We serve about 150 individuals in that program, and primarily in Schenectady and Schoharie counties. And we have about 25 or so employees that provide those services for us. The next program that we have is the Medicaid Service Coordination Program, mm-hmm. which provides basic case management services to individuals with developmental disabilities to ensure that they have the services in their homes and in their communities to help them maintain some level of independence. All of our programs are really geared towards helping people maintain an independent lifestyle, at least as independent as possible.
Right, and that seems to be like the theme.
The theme
is
mm-hmm.
the mission of the group is to
mm-hmm.
make sure that people stay independent as long mm-hmm. as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And out of all these programs, and we'll go through the rest of them. People can contact you, obviously, to get involved mm-hmm. or to volunteer,
mm-hmm.
And we'll give out some contact information later on. What about the Family Support Services program?
Well, the Family Support Services program has a few different components to it, whereas the Homemaker program and the Medicaid Service Coordination have a singular component. This Family Support has a respite component that provides respite care to families who are caring for a dependent child with developmental disabilities. it's, being the parent or caregiver of a child with developmental disabilities can be stressful, and it takes a lot of time and
Yeah.
energy and focus off of the other family members and time away. So respite allows the rest of the family to do and engage in some normal activities and provide a break for the families. The second element or component to it is the community rehabilitation program, and that helps consumers with developmental disabilities attain life goals that help increase their quality of life. And those goals are determined by the consumer and their caregivers to help them function more effectively socially, better able to take care of themselves, and so that's the second component. A third component is what we call our grant program, where we distribute resources to families to provide goods and services to their developmentally disabled consumer that they couldn't otherwise afford for themselves. So oftentimes we're helping to pay for fencing or material goods, sometimes like mattresses, clothing, exercise equipment, specialized equipment to help those consumers read more effectively and communicate more effectively. So there's a variety of things that those grant monies may cover.
Now, is there, if families are in need of these services, they would come to the agency, or is this something that?
Well, they would typically go through their own personal Medicaid service coordinator,
Okay.
and then they would make an application for the grant. And we do have a grant committee that consists of volunteers, family members who have children or dependents that are developmentally disabled. They review all of the grant applications, and they determine priorities and needs and who might be benefit most from those grant monies. The fourth component is something that we just started about a year and a half ago. It's a behavioral and family therapy intervention program. And what's unique about this program is that typically when there's a crisis with a child with developmental disabilities, a behaviorist is sent out to the home or to deal with the individual themselves. And when I got involved, I saw that family dynamics often would, well-intending, but would often counteract, the goals that might be set for the individuals, and often were part of the problem. So we dispatch a behaviorist and a family therapist to work with the family and the consumer, because we want to make constructive changes that are sustainable in time. So that's been a very exciting program for us.
That's great. And these the committees themselves, they work for the agencies. They are employees.
No, the committees are volunteers.
Okay.
And basically, as volunteers, they review the requests for resources, not necessarily for the services, but going back to the grant program, they review the grant applications.
Okay.
As far as the behavioral and family therapy intervention program, those requests come to us from throughout the Capital Region. Because they're, a consumer has been identified as having a particularly difficult time and maybe in a very difficult situation at school or at home. And our role is really to help make that work more effectively and constructively for everyone.
Now, the requests you said come from areas of the Capital Region.
Mm-hmm.
What is the service area?
Well, we used to, our name is very misleading, and
that's why I asked the question.
There's a lot of misleading things about our agency, and one is our name. It says Family and Child Services of Schenectady. However, we're in all of the county. We're in the 5 or 6 major counties in the Greater Capital District. We go from Kinderhook to Warrensburg. We go, we're in Schoharie. We're in Rensselaer County, Albany, and Schenectady, and Saratoga County. So we're all over the Capital Region, and as I said, we service over 450 individuals throughout the region.
And one of the other interesting things, you have affiliations with other agencies and other groups as well. And wherever that service area is, do you is there other agencies similar beyond those borders that you collaborate with?
Well, we collaborate with agencies throughout, and part of our for example, with our homemaker program, we work with visiting nurses of Saratoga and Schenectady County. We work with Schenectady County Department of Social Services. Our Medicaid service coordinators work with school districts throughout the capital region, psychological practices, other ARC agencies, state agencies around the capital district. So we are pretty well tied into the community, and that's really our specialty, is because we are a community-based agency, we know the local resources very well.
And the areas, people that make up the agency, obviously they come from all these areas, not just Schenectady.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Our staff, we have over 100 staff, believe it or not. We are small.
Yeah.
We're considered a small agency. We have over 100 staff that provide these services throughout the region.
Oh,
so.
Okay. Okay, so that covers that program. Let's move on to the next one.
I think then we have our TBI, Traumatic Brain
Yes.
Injury Program,
Yep.
which provides case management services to individuals who've been affected by some form of traumatic brain injury. We have clients that have had strokes that have affected their level of functioning. We have people who have been in car accidents. We have people who've been in fights, and their skulls were crushed by pipes in a brawl, and they lost their ability to function relatively independently. So we provide and coordinate those services to help them, again, maintain some level of independent functioning
right.
in the community. So some of those stories are very, the paradox of all of this is that when you look at a consumer with developmental disabilities or somebody who's suffered a traumatic brain injury, and you think about what has happened in their lives, there's a little bit of a sadness, but at the same time, there's a tremendous amount of heroism and bravery and
Yes.
dignity and integrity in their struggle just to do the things that we might take for granted. And the successes, we experience hundreds of successes a week, in the people that we serve. And that's what's so exciting and so invigorating.
Yeah.
That's what captures our hearts and makes us want to
Yes.
stay doing it. So it's an exciting field of work.
Yes, and again, if there's, you have a lot of information on the website, which is great, and we're going to give out that website so that people can do a little more research on these programs. And I see number 5 here is a counseling. Is it a counseling program?
Yep, we have a counseling program that has 2 elements to it. We provide individual and couples counseling to people in a traditional sense. People might come to us if they have problems with anxiety or depression, or they might be having relationship problems, and they'll come and talk to us. And then we have a Father Time program, which works with men in the inner city who have been estranged from their children, who basically may have dropped out, as parents, as good community citizens. And that's a self-help support group that tries to get these men re-engaged constructively, one, with the other men in the group, and then 2, to help them become better and more effective parents and get re-engaged with their kids in a healthier way, and help them work out some of the issues with their child's mother so that they can remain effective parents. This program is really kind of, it was started a while back, and I want to give credit to Eric Carlson, who's not working with us any longer, but he did a tremendous job in forming and being a central point for this program. All of the statistics for adolescent pregnancy, school truancy, delinquency, drug and alcohol rates, adolescent pregnancy prevention, criminal behavior, all the greatest single variable is the absence of a father in their child's life, a constructive male role model. And so this program really kind of goes to an element that can maybe change that dynamic for their own children. Many of these men have had their own life circumstances, their own personal problems,
Right.
and they work very diligently and very with a lot of courage too, to change their lives around so that they can be more effective and change the course for their own children. So it's a very powerful program.
Yeah, and it certainly sounds like it makes a difference in a lot of families.
Yeah.
We talked about the website. We're just going to it's going to flash up on the screen here at some point, but www.familyandchildservice, all together,
Yep.
.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll give out your email and your contact information. And of course, the phone number is 518-393-1369. You're right here on Union Street in Schenectady.
Yeah, we're at 246 Union Street. We just purchased another building on Maryland Avenue, and
Okay.
we're very excited about that. And we're going to house our programs there. We've kind of been dispersed the last few years around the area. So
Okay, so that transition will be happening at some point, and you'll have a new address. But I'm sure the website will update
Will be the
everybody
same, yeah.
on where exactly you will be located. Well, the programs. There, you have a lot of information on the website. If the audience at home wants to learn more about any of these programs, certainly visit the website and to find out all the details. Again, if someone wanted to get involved with Family and Child Services of Schenectady, how would they do that? Who would they contact?
Well, they could contact me at
Okay.
the phone number 518-393-1369, and they can ask for me, Bob VanZetta. I'd be happy to talk to them. Right now, we're looking for some people to help volunteer. We have a bunch of projects around our new property,
Okay.
and we'd love to hear from folks.
So if people, there's volunteer opportunities, obviously. If people wanted to get involved, there's different areas that they could participate in doing that throughout the year. Okay,
Yeah.
and I noticed on your website as well that this is your 82nd anniversary.
We're very proud of that history.
Yeah, so it's that's quite an accomplishment. And I know you wanted to mention Junior League as well in that.
Well, this actually this is the 80th anniversary of the Junior League, and the Junior League of Association of Saratoga and Schenectady actually helped establish Family and Child Services of Schenectady. We were their initiation project back in 1930, and in order for them to get nominated to become part of the Association of Junior Leagues, they had to do a community-based project, and our agency happened to be that project. It was 2 years after we were established that the Junior League actually got inducted into the Association of Junior Leagues. So this year I'll be helping out with their 80th gala on May 4th, right here at Proctor's, by the way. I'm going to be ushering in guests to their event.
Okay, so
I'm excited about that.
That's happening here, and you have some events of the agency has some events of their own coming up here that I wrote down. First one I have is the spring celebration.
Yep.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about that, just in case people want to attend or register.
The idea behind the spring celebration is that we wanted to make a little bit of a reunion for all of the past presidents and board members, and all of the people that have volunteered and provide services for and to and through the agency. So we wanted to give special acknowledgement to all those folks that have helped us out through the years and create a little bit of a reunion thing. And so we're excited about that, and that's happening on Thursday, May 7th at the Edison Club up in Rexford from like 6 to 8. And again, information for that is on our website.
Okay, and can people? I think people can sign up right on the website. Or they have to? Okay.
Yeah, they can sign up on the website if they're interested in helping to support us. I mean, it is an acknowledgement. It's also a way that we can help raise some funds for some of our unfunded programs like Father Time and our counseling program, where people come to us where they don't have enough of their own resources.
Yeah.
So,
and it sounds like a fun evening to just participate in.
Yeah.
If people want to volunteer to help out with that, they can do that as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. That's great.
No
to
one
hear.
will be denied an opportunity to help.
Yep.
I was told long ago that people really love to help. So they just have to find something that's worth their time and energy.
Yes,
So,
exactly. Never short on volunteers.
Right.
Okay, so the spring celebration, Thursday, May 17th. Look for it on the website or give a call, 393-1369. And next, this is my favorite event, and you know why.
I know because I gave up my seat to you on the helicopter.
You did. This one is called the golf ball drop, and I didn't know what a golf ball drop was until I came to this event, and I found out that night while I was there. Well, I'll let you.
I'm really interested in your experience because you seem to enjoy it, and you know your joy about it, I think, is really telling. So
well, there was some interesting pictures of it on the website as well. I think even in a newsletter. But I come to find out, the golf ball drop is just that. We're dropping a bunch of golf balls onto the golf course.
Right.
And this takes place at Stadium.
Right. Every year, this is our signature fundraising event, and it's really a very good time. It's a civil time. You know, there's not a lot of pitching going on. There's just a lot of fun activities for the night, and it's highlighted by the golf ball drop, where a helicopter takes 1,000 golf balls up into the air that have all been sold.
Yeah.
And it drops them close, and the 3 closest to the pins win one of our 3 major prizes. And you know, so people have a good chance of winning, and it's just awesome to see.
It's a lot of fun to watch the golf balls just drop down from this helicopter, and of course, you know, I got a chance to actually be in the helicopter.
Yes, you did.
And that was my first time in a helicopter, and it was an interesting experience.
I still have yet to have my first time. I've been doing it for 3 years now. So
I was hoping. I mean, the one thing that they did say is there was one year when somebody dropped the golf balls and they were not near the pin.
Right.
So I was hoping.
There's a little bit of pressure.
I'm hoping, hey, I got to hit this flag and make sure those golf balls land near there.
Right.
But I think we did a good job of it.
Yes, you did.
We had some pretty good pictures. Well, I'm sure maybe this year you'll be able to drop the golf balls.
I'll advocate for myself to get up there this time. But it is a good time. It's a signature event. It's a very social time. It's very interactive. We have disc jockeys coming in. Rick Mitchell has come in and he's volunteered his time. He's actually going to Florida. He's coming back just to do this for us as a favor.
Great.
So
yes.
We're really excited to have him back. And we have silent auction items and a whole night.
And so if people want to donate some items for that or get involved in making donations or maybe even buying
a chance to win. Last year's winner bought a ticket at the very last minute. And he heard about it. He called in and he ordered 10 tickets over the phone. He sold them, and his wife actually won a custom designed piece by Saunders Fine Jewelry, who had such a wonderful time herself. She's offered to stay a perennial prize donor for us. So we're going to be happy to have her affiliated with us through the future.
And it was a great evening. It was exciting to go out there just as I think right around sunset bring your cameras because it is something that's really interesting to see.
There's nothing like it in the Capital Region, so it's a very unique time.
It's a very unique fundraiser,
and
if you haven't been there, this is the year to be there, and that's September 14th.
Friday, September 14th from 5 to 8 at Stadium Golf Course.
Now, Bob, September 14th is my birthday.
Well, you get to ride again this year. How's that? I'll give up my seat for you.
But you know, it is a great evening, and I definitely will be there, and I hope others would join us as well. We're just about out of time here, but I want to mention real quick, there is a newsletter that Family and Child Services of Schenectady puts out that I do receive, and it's full of information about your board members, and some of the events going on, all the contact information. If someone wanted to just sign up for this, could they do it on the website, or would they have to call?
No, they can do it on the website. Any way that they'd like to get involved, there's an opportunity for them to contact us on the website.
Okay, and they can get this mailed to their house, or I assume it's also posted on the website.
It's posted on the website
as
correct.
Well. And of course, there's on your website there is a nice little spot where you can actually donate online if someone chose to do so via credit card. It looks like a fairly simple process. I'm sure it's on other websites as well. What about there's a matching gifts section here? Is that for specific employers or?
Well, some employers have, like, some General Electric, Siemens, some of the other larger corporations have offered to match some of those gifts for us. Yes.
Okay, and those are listed on here, and you can always check with your employer as well. Let's give out the contact information one more time, Bob.
Okay. It's the website is www.familyandchildservice.com. The phone number is 518-393-1369.
Great, and that'll be flashing up on the screen as well. Donations are tax deductible, right?
They are tax
Okay.
deductible, correct.
This group is a 501c3. I see that as well.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for being on the show. I'm going to mention again, Spring Celebration, Thursday, May 17th. Golf ball drop, a great event. There's pictures on the website. September 14th, on my birthday.
We'll make sure, I'll make a note of that.
well, maybe we'll we'll have to sing happy birthday or
There you
something
go.
at the event. But I encourage you to come if you have not attended. I want to thank you for being on the show and
My
sharing
pleasure.
a lot of great information about a group that really does a lot for the community. If anybody's interested in learning more about the programs, the website is the way to go, and of course they can always call. And maybe maybe we'll take some pictures at the golf ball drop and have to post them on the show as well.
That would be
and we'll
fun.
have you back on at some
A
point.
little follow-up, that would be fun.
So
I enjoyed it.
I appreciate it, and to the audience at home, the website is familyandchildservices.com. We thank you for joining us, and please tune in again when we have a brand new guest on our next show. Thank you.